Please welcome to the stage one of the leaders against judicial activism and protectors of religious liberties, Jay Sekulow.
All right, folks, you excited? You know, the President of the United States came in and what did he say? Hope and change. I want to see some change in about 13 months. And that's a new president in the White House that doesn't pass the largest abortion extension project in U.S. history, and that's called ObamaCare. Secondly, we've got our lawyers at the American Center for Law and Justice tomorrow at the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia. The issue, ObamaCare. But you know what's interesting? The President of the United States, Secretary of Health and Human Services, HHS, Kathleen Sebelius, do you know what she's doing next week? Speaking at a fundraiser for the National Abortion Rights Action League. Folks, I wish I could tell you I was making this stuff up. This is the reality. Let me tell you two things we need to focus on very quickly. Number one, why do we need change? The Supreme Court of the United States. Because that's where I spend my time, and folks, the next president probably selects two, and that means it's the Supreme Court that I litigate with the rest of my life. Remember this, when people talk about George Bush, you know what I say? Remember two things, Roberts and Alito. Second issue that we cannot forget, right now in the United Nations, we've got a whole team in New York at the United Nations. Israel, see the flag over there? See that flag right there? This administration has put Israel under attack. Under attack because when the president went to the United Nations yesterday and spoke in all of the platitudes about his support for Israel, there's two things he forgot to say. One, we will veto a move by the Palestinian Authority if they declare the Palestinian Authority a state which is in violation of international law. He never said the word veto. Number two, look, this is serious stuff, folks. Number two, when you look at the Middle East, why is it that we're letting the United Nations violate their own rules and regulations, and why aren't we willing to say, if you do that, there's a consequence, and the consequence is you lose your funding. Folks, I really believe we're at a threshold of change, but we're going to have to fight. Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to take it back? Last question. Are we willing to say we're Americans and we are exceptional?